of two people who have never ever watched Game of Thrones break down the final episode of Game of Thrones.
Okay, let's
By
do
not
this.
even watching it, we're going to go off the Wikipedia plot overview.
Yep.
And I'm going to give it to you. You get to read.
I will read it. So I'm going to read this.
Yeah.
So the final episode of Game of Thrones.
So just to be clear, neither of us have watched any of it. I've watched about 5 minutes of the first episode and didn't.
I haven't watched a single second of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, although I have heard of the character.
You hear the names in general, whatever, but yeah, other than that.
So, final episode of Game of Thrones, Jon Snow and Davos Seaworth survey the destruction of Daenerys Targaryen.
That sounds like a perfect pronunciation.
Right on King's Landing, while Tyrone Lannister finds Jaime and Cersei Lannister's corpse in the ruins of the Red Keep. I actually don't know what's going on here.
Poor them. It sucks that they died. I'm assuming they were heroes and that everything's,
Grey Worm execute Lannister soldiers.
What the hell is Grey Worm?
I don't know what Grey...
I'm just picturing...
I don't know what Grey Worm is.
I'm just picturing this like massive grey worm killing
like a
people.
big slug or whatever going...
Killing randoms.
So Grey Worm executes Lannister soldiers saying Daenerys
I'm almost certain that you mispronounced that.
I probably did. Daenerys ordered it.
Why would they do that?
Daenerys declares to the Unsullied and Dothraki that she will liberate not only Westeros, but the entire world. I love how I'm pronouncing this so well.
You read it with so much dramatic emphasis.
Publicly resigns as Daenerys' hand in protest to her rule and is arrested for treason.
Why? He's arrested for treason for denying. You can't retire.
I think the Daenerys is like the place.
Okay.
That's my guess.
But even still, like if you no, I thought it was a person. Didn't they say they gave orders?
No, it says execute saying Daenerys. Well, it could be okay.
Oh,
sorry, the destruction of Daenerys on. I really don't know at this point.
Okay. But I'm just figuring like what kind of assholes are they where they don't let you just resign? Like if you don't want to go to war anymore, can't you just come home?
Apparently both Arya Starkand Tyrone warned Jon that Daenerys will have him and Sansa Stark killed, and the fate of Westeros is in his hands. So Westeros is clearly the place where this is.
Yeah. So it happens in Westeros.
Yeah, it happens in Westeros. We're assuming.
It's not Daenerys. Daenerys must be the
because I'm reading the second thing.
Okay.
Jon, let me just read this whole thing, then we can talk. So Jon confronts Daenerys in the throne room, trying to convince her. So Daenerys is clearly we're going to go.
Is the throne room the toilet? Because that kind of sounds like. Kind of sounds like
in the throne room, trying to convince her to stop fighting and criticizes her for burning the children of King's Landing to death.
That's a bit harsh.
Burning the children to death. What is
that like a dramatic way of saying the children of whatever and it's the people, but it's or is it actual children?
I don't know, to be honest. Daenerys responds that it was necessary to kill the children because Cersei.
Okay, so it's actual children. Yep.
Says thought mercy was a weakness on her part and that the opinions of other good people do not count.
So she basically just killed the children to prove that she's
a strong leader, probably. Yeah. That's what it sounds like. After she refuses his request, they kiss before Jon stabs and kills her.
Ooh.
Drogon melts the Iron Thorn with Dragonfire and carries Daenerys' body away.
So
Jon is arrested.
I'm picturing that it was getting like a nice hot and heavy sex scene about to happen. And then this dickhead comes and stabs her.
And stab a few people.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Okay, let's move. Let's keep reading the rest of this.
Who doesn't want Westeros porn out there? I'm sure it probably exists.
Why not? Okay. So sometime later, the Lords of Westeros convene to decide who will be the next ruler. Tyrion, still a prisoner, suggests the future kings be elected by the Lords of Westeros.
What the hell? Wait. Why are we taking? So we put this guy in jail because he doesn't want to go to war, and then he gets to give the opinion. This makes no sense. No wonder people are getting upset about this.
Yeah. So suggests the future king be elected by the Lords of Westeros rather than inheriting the succession from the Seven Kingdoms. Bran, someone completely different, appoints Tyrion to be his hand, and Jon is sentenced to rejoin the Night's Watch as penance for killing Daenerys to
what the hell is
appease those loyal to her.
What the hell is a Night's Watch? Because if you're joining that and it's a punishment, like
no idea. It's probably some sort of group.
It's got to be like the worst part of the army to join, or the like some shit like the front line where you're just being shot at constantly.
Yeah. So
okay, continue.
And then it says Grey Worm leads the
giant Grey Worm.
Giant unsailed to Nath, which I'm guessing is another place. Nath, Missandeia's homeland. So that's a place of some description. The Dothraki are also sent home to Essos.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, they got sent home.
Yep. Okay. So then
it sounds like there's like just a not doing your homework punishment.
That does. So then Tyrion recognizes the small council to include Brienne of Tarth, Davos, and Samuel Tarly, and they begin planning to rebuild King's Landing. Sam presents a Song of Ice and Fire, a history book of Westeros following the death of Robert Baratheon, written by Archmaestro Ebros.
What? So he just writes a song?
Something like that, yes.
So I'm guessing that this song took up a decent amount of the episode and they play like the full song and it was terrible and people are complaining about that.
Noting that Tyrone was omitted, so someone important's apparently been admitted.
Wait, they left him out of the song? Yes, what is this?
Apparently. Bran briefly meets with the council, which has yet to fill a few positions. Bran says he may be able to find Drogon. Arya decides to explore.
Wait, who the hell is Drogon?
I don't know because I don't think I've said Drogon before.
I feel like Drogon is someone who was exiled and had to come back.
Must be important. Arya decides to explore the Enchanted Seas west of Westeros.
West of Westeros? How do you have the name Westeros?
I don't know how much
if it's not the West.
I don't know how much further west you can get. And Sansa is appointed Queen of the North by the local lord. And Jon, reunited with Tormund Giantsbane, Ghost, and Wildling, heads beyond the wall.
But they went beyond the wall. I figure when they go west that they're playing the village people go west.
That would I reckon they would have that song in there at some point.
Yeah.
Jon lives on as I know that this bit has been added in.
What?
So I'm going to read it anyway. Jon lives on as a motivational speaker and blindly reads anything that is put in front of him, having come second in a fried duck itik eating competition, and needs to be forever reminded that he talked a bunch of shit about how he would win, but did not. AKA remind me of, me, Marcus the Motivator, who, yes, I will read any shit that's put in front of me because it's hilarious.
Was the Wikipedia plot summary. Clearly someone really knows what they're talking about and added a little bit to the end there.
So to summarize, it sounds like the final Game of Thrones of episode. People disappeared and went somewhere else. A lot of people got killed. And
people
they
went west of Westeros.
And people went somewhere else and left the wall and the town and city. Does that sound about it? I
something like that.
Right.
But like when they went west of Westeros, is that like saying that? Is it like the flat Earth where they just went off the side of the flat Earth? Because if you went west of the whatever the most western, I'm guessing like Antarctica or whatever, you go over the edge.
Yep.
So you head to the very western edge.
Yep.
Then you go over and you keep going west, and you just fall off, I guess. So they jumped off the flat Earth.
Well, I suppose that's how you sum up the last episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we need to say about this?
It makes absolutely zero sense.
It makes
First
no sense.
First of all, get real names. I mean, the naming is so damn confusing. Daenerys and Cersei and Cersei or Nath or Mindas and Denise. Can't they just use real names so that we can follow this?
That'd be good.